leadership of this great North Florida, South Georgia healthcare system. And thank you for the very spirited conversation we just had. I'll tell you what, I see why vets down here like Wendy. She gives it to you straight, and that's exactly what we need. Mr. Bean, thank you so much for all you've done for Jacksonville's veterans and for this facility. Hammer, it's always great to see you, brother. And I just have to thank you for your advocacy on behalf of all of Florida's veterans, for your service to the nation as a United States Marine, your candor and your counsel to me. And I say in this public setting how much I admire not just your service, but your fatherhood. And I learn a lot from you. I appreciate you. To all the other attendees, including staffers from Senator Rubio's office and Mr. Rutherford's offices, and everyone who has supported the efforts here, it's great to have you here. Opening this outpatient clinic and the domiciliary is the result of hard work and cooperation by many, many people. So to the team that works tirelessly on these facilities, engineers, planners, safety, housekeeping, quality assurance, interior design, and many others, thank you for bringing us to this very important day. The North Florida, South Georgia healthcare system sets a very high bar. More vets come through your doors for care each year than any other system in VA. Your academic partnerships with the University of Florida and more than 200 other educational institutions not only provide training and supervision, but generate important research. And your healthcare system has a complexity level of 1A, a ranking reserved for only those VA facilities with the highest volume, highest risk patients, most complex clinical programs, and largest research and teaching programs. You are at the forefront of healthcare services, providing for veterans in rural areas and cities in 50 counties across state lines. I'm particularly impressed by this team's work to increase access to care between October and February as part of our Access Sprint initiative. The North Florida, South Georgia healthcare system was named the top performer among all VA healthcare systems across the country, increasing access to mental health care and specialty care. Nationally, by using locally driven innovations, like offering night and weekend clinics, VA saw 11% more new patients than we did a year ago. And here in North Florida, South Georgia, you saw 59% more new cardiology patients. You cut cardiology wait times by over 28 days. And you lowered the number of veterans waiting for cardiology care in the community by 56%. On mental health care, veterans in this region received same-day care at VA at an 11% higher rate, and saw wait times over 20 days drop by 41%. Those accomplishments are because of the amazing VA team here, keeping vets at the heart of everything you do. Now, the President often says that our most sacred obligation is to prepare and equip the troops we send into harm's way and to care for them and their families when they return home. The second part of that sacred obligation is ours to fulfill at VA. And to me, doing that job well means delivering timely access to health care for vets. Because ultimately, it's you, our veterans, who are the judges of our success. That's why each decision we make and every action we take must be based on one principle: improving outcomes for veterans, their families, their caregivers, and their survivors. That's what opening Jacksonville North is all about. Improving outcomes for veterans, increasing their access to the best care possible. These facilities, as Mr. Bean just said, are amazing. They rival or exceed anything offered at any hospital system, VA or otherwise, in the country. The Jacksonville North VA Clinic will be able to provide primary care, mental health care, diagnostic services, prosthetics, physical therapy, occupational therapy, TBI services, and more, along with a 30-bed residential facility for general psychosocial programs. The vets who come here are getting the best of the best, because that's what they have earned. And we're not closing the 2 Jacksonville outpatient clinics already here. We're expanding them too. In 2011, when we launched the Jefferson Street Clinic, over 29,000 vets visited Jacksonville VA facilities for care that year. 12 years later, in 2023, those same clinics provided care to nearly 69,000 vets, almost 3 times as many. Demand for access to care at VA facilities here is at an all-time high. And it's going to get higher for the next decade and beyond. In Jacksonville and Duval County, and throughout the entire state, the veteran population is exploding. Florida now boasts the 3rd highest number of veterans of any state in the country, a testament to the many benefits and services our nation's heroes receive here in Florida. And as a Minnesotan, you might have something to do with the weather. VA is committed to providing vets with the care they need, where they need it, and that's right here in North Florida, South. As Wendy said, last year we welcomed 33,000 Florida veterans as new healthcare enrollees. Of those, 1/3 specifically enrolled because of the new PACT Act, President Biden's new toxic exposure law. And last month, we began making millions of vets eligible for VA healthcare years earlier than called for in that law. Specifically, all veterans who are exposed to toxins and other hazards while serving our country, at home or abroad, are now eligible to enroll directly in VA healthcare without first applying for VA benefits. That includes all vets. That includes all vets who served in Vietnam, the Gulf, Iraq, Afghanistan, or any other combat zone after 9/11. It includes all veterans who deployed in support of the global war on terrorism. And includes veterans who did not deploy overseas, but were exposed to toxins or hazards while training or on active duty here at home, by working with chemicals, pesticides, lead, asbestos, certain paints, nuclear weapons, x-rays, and more. We're doing this because VA care is proven to be the best, most affordable health care in America for veterans. We want, as David said, as many vets as possible throughout Florida, throughout this nation, to come to us for their care. So if you think you might be eligible, come see the teams that are right here, or visit us at va.gov/PACT. That's va.gov/PACT. In addition to accessing world-class healthcare at VA, veterans are also receiving record levels of earned benefits. In 2023, VA provided $11.5 billion in benefits to nearly 500,000 veterans in Florida. And so far, Florida veterans have filed 140,000 PACT Act claims, from disability compensation payments, to education benefits, to employment assistance, to housing support, to burial benefits. We are providing more benefits to more veterans than in any other time in our history. Now, I have no doubt that Jacksonville North VA Clinic and domiciliary will serve veterans just as well as you have served us. So many of you are joining us here today. Let me tell you about one of those amazing vets. Martin Butler who not only gets his care at VA, but he gives back to fellow veterans by working here too. Martin served in the Navy, rising to Senior Chief Hospital Corpsman and earning the Fleet Marine Force Warfare designation. He had assignments all over the world, most notably seeing combat in Afghanistan as a member of the 1st Individual Augmentee Navy Group to deploy. Now, many of you all know exactly what that means. For those who don't, like the civilians like me, individual augmentees are service members who volunteer for deployments. When help is needed for particularly critical or dangerous assignments, augmentees raise their hand to join another unit, jumping into harm's way to help their brothers and sisters in arms. That's Martin Butler. After retiring from the Navy in 2021, I'm pleased to say that Martin chose to get his care with us at the Jacksonville clinics and at the Malcolm Randall in Gainesville. In 2021, Josh Pridgeon made the wise decision of hiring Martin as an analyst at the Jefferson Street Clinic. Last year, when a senior administrative position unexpectedly came open, Martin offered to take on additional responsibilities while continuing to do his day job. For nearly the last year, he volunteered to serve as the key member of the local Jacksonville Leadership Activations Team, responsible for opening these new facilities today, all while doing 2 other jobs. Why? Because, he said, it's the right thing to do. Because it needs to be done. Because it needs to be done for our veterans. Veterans helping veterans. Always there for each other. Always thinking of their country. Never leaving behind a fellow vet. Continuing to strengthen this amazing democracy. There is nothing better. And when our nation needs him, Martin Butler answers the call. Thank you, Senior Chief Butler, for your service in the Navy, your continued service here at the Jacksonville North VA Clinic. Now, this outstanding facility is going to provide a lot of essential care for vets in North Florida, South Georgia, and the domiciliary through its residential treatment programs for veterans with mental health and substance use disorder is going to provide life-saving care. But remember, the most important element in providing care for those veterans will always be our VA people. So many of you are here today. Because state-of-the-art buildings, technology, equipment enable better care. They don't deliver care and comfort, compassion to vets and their family members and survivors. You do that. And when a veteran comes here concerned about a health issue, the building won't comfort them. You will. We have the best people in the most veteran-centered region, in the most veteran-focused state, dedicated to keeping our most sacred promise, serving veterans just as well as you have served us. So thank you to our great VA employees for all you do. And thank you for letting me join you on this very special day. Let's cut that ribbon.